Welcome to Poets from the Neighborhood. My name is George Spain.
And I'm Lydia Esmer. We hope you'll enjoy the poems we'll be reading today, poems written by your friends and neighbors. My first poem, taken from my book Potpourri of Poetry and Song, is called A Mother's Quilt. A patchwork quilt every mother owns, composed of memories as remnants sewn, in which each of her children plays a part, threaded in gold to the fabric of her heart. On a bright afternoon in the month of June, with roses wafting their heady perfume, a mother, her eyes dimmed from wear, decided to rest in a rocking chair, and her loyal cat Bootsy, alert to the cue, was pleased to join her there. For a fine day like this, unlike yesterday's storm, the mother dismissed her chores to perform, indulging instead her whim to sit and just reminisce. She opened a chest always concealed from everyone else's view, producing a quilt that revealed edges with frays not too few, then unfolded it gently in display to cherish its contents anew. There, arranged in orderly scheme from the lives of her children, were many a scene, on patches by fibers secured, that owing to love of a mother's heart shall forever endure. Rachel always liked playing the boy. She never owned a single girl's toy. To everyone's joy at sweet 16, she squealed with utter elation how the dress she was wearing to prom would be one eye-popping sensation. She later became a pastor's wife, and with her brood of 4, on Sunday mornings she fits the part, leaving the parsonage door. Robert's the one who was hard to please. He devoured a large pizza smothered with cheese, with mayo, sardines, and chilies upon it. To no one's surprise, since that day, Robert from pizza has stayed far away. Rejecting Carol, who adored him, with the skin of peaches and cream, he eventually landed the girl of his dreams, Madge, a drill sergeant he met over lunch, known for her boxing champ punch. Tired of blocking her jabs to his head, Robert decided to dump her instead. Lucky for him, Carol came back from the job she completed in Hackensack. She carried a torch for the man she adored, and this time around, with Carol in town, Robert's not going to get bored. Joey the jokester loved playing pranks, like strategically chocolating Robert's white pants. Despite Mom's disdain, he wouldn't refrain from brandishing prankster as his badge of fame, until a best friend, victim of Joey's outrageous antics, devised justifiably a most clever tactic, marking prankster indelibly on Joey's new leather jacket. Joseph, the thinking kind, urgent matters now weigh on his mind. Frequenting centers of learning, books and notes in hand, he commits to long hours debating with scholars from every land. Though his notions seem strange, with his heart in right place, he aims to bring earth a much-needed change. Twirling on toes and raptured with dance, Gracie was one who'd been given a chance. She'd saunter on by with that certain flair, her nose in the stratosphere. But moments before she was due to appear, her rival, spying from backstage door, shot wads of chewing gum into her hair. Grace still dances, but on smaller scale. She's far from the vain and glittering star her foes loved to assail. Enhanced by a deeper dimension, her every waking intention that consumes most of her time is caring for the less fortunate, those with a damaged spine. The mother sat pondering images churned up from the distant past. She rejoiced that her offspring had thoroughly learned all she had taught them at last. If not from obedience, then through experience, they managed to get a good grasp of what it means to really succeed in a world that is changing so fast. She was known for imploring heaven, often in a loud voice, whenever a crisis arose, and even if things got out of control, that they would make the right choice. Her cardinal rule was the Master's, one by the world often spurned, how God blesses the man who treats others as he wants to be treated in turn. She was grateful that all found their place on the earth, growing and changing from moment of birth, seasoned by time and grace. Slowly and gently she folded her quilt, storing it safely in a chest specially built for holding fond memories of times she did miss, in case the urge should someday return, and again she would reminisce. Then closing her eyes, she softly rocked, with Bootsy tucked in her lap, until as a duo they drifted to sleep in a long and peaceful nap.
3 Old Men on the Elks Club Porch by George Spain. 3 old men on the Elks Club porch rock on a summer's day. The sun is hot, but cannot scorch their daily rock away. They rock forever and anon through days of long ago, an ancient rocking marathon. Their tails rock to and fro. Joe Bob decries the youth today. What are they coming to? It's drugs and no respect, I say. We need to hang a few. It's more hell and fire and brimstone the preachers need to preach, and leave that socialism alone, which all the young ones teach. Remember that old Camelite? He made you feel the heat. Hell, I once wet my bed in fright and had to hide the sheet. Just then, a funeral goes by. Their rockers cease to rock in honor of old friends who die. 12 strikes the courthouse clock. Well, Squire, they're burying Miss Irma, old Sam says kind of slow. And Squire, who likes English humor, winks. Yes, she's dead, you know.
My next poem is a song taken from my book, Potpourri of Poetry and Song. It's titled, Gonna Dance. Gonna dance, dance like David danced all around the ark. Gonna dance, dance like David danced, and now's the time to start. Gonna get my feet a-tappin', all in a spirit of prayer. Gonna get my hands a-clappin', high up in the air. I know that Jesus watchin' everything I do, so I'm calling down his spirit to guide my every move. Gonna dance, dance like David danced, with the harp and drum. With a trumpet and some cymbals, I'll be having holy fun. So all you children, get in line and follow close behind. We're gonna dance, dance like David danced, and I'll be keeping time. Gonna dance, dance like David danced, all around the ark. Gonna dance, dance like David danced, and now's the time to start.
Bullets by VeerajaR. Bullets filled with simply love could also pierce iron-clad hearts, but would shed no precious life, only forever sustained hurt. Bullets of love sheathed in hope could also to targets swoop, but lift crashed spirits so high, only happiness limit to sky. Bullets of love and hope and full could also heal the wounds so old, but rage and despair to deplete only require a weapon of peace.
My last poem is written outside of my book, and the name of it is Joseph. Joseph, oh Joseph, your presence obscured, by virgin and child whose lives you secured from stones and the blade of a soldier's swift sword. Dawn until dusk behind the scenes finds you moving in shadows, your nights filled with dreams. No utterance of yours has ever been told, guarding your secrets, God's plans to unfold. Though with prophets and apostles you did not dwell, at manger and temple, in Egypt and Israel, as spouse guardian and with tools in hand, in faithful obedience, you are just as grand.
Bed, 3 a.m. by David M. Harris. Dog stretches out on one side, a warm pillow. Wife turns over, asleep, tucks an arm around me. Cat pounces, then settles, blanketing my chest. I lie still, immobilized by love. Thank you all for watching Poets from the Neighborhood. We sure hope you'll join us again soon.